Hey guys, so working on my truck, I'm gonna put a sump in, which actually, this is on my 95 Cummins truck. But I bought this, never actually used one of their sumps before, but I bought this Beans diesel sump from Randy at Hell on Wheels. He's the guy that I got all my bean stuff from here in Canada. Good guy to deal with. But this is a mini one, so it's just a tiny little guy. I've never used one like this. I've used lots of sumps, but just never one like this before. But this is what he had in stock, and I actually don't mind the really small size-wise because it's not, you know, big honking thing hanging down. So we're gonna give this a whirl. This truck isn't crazy anyway, but the reason I'm putting a sump in the truck is that I'm having a fuel drawback issue, and I think what the issue is that the basket inside my fuel tank has fallen apart because I have been sucking out of the original sending unit for many years. But anyway, so we're gonna put this thing in. So something to note, read your instructions. Now this one requires an 1.5-inch hole saw to drill the hole. Before you drill the hole in your tank, make sure that you have a hole saw. Please, because I have had people phone and say, hey, I didn't know I have to cut a hole with a hole saw, and I don't have a hole saw. Make sure you have a hole saw. So we're gonna go over to the truck. Now this is kind of the fun part. Well, I don't know if you call it fun part. It's a part. But what we have to do here, is we have to drill a hole in the bottom of the tank. One, to drain the tank because the tank is almost full, of course. And two, we have to have the hole to drill the hole saw. So I'm gonna put it right here. They recommend to put it directly underneath the basket. I personally don't like doing that because the basket actually does come down and touch it. And also too, the writing on this tank, there's writing on the tank. So I always put it basically center of tank, eyeball it. And then the fun part is that you're gonna drill a hole in your fuel tank that doesn't have a hole in it. So we're going to drill the hole. And drain all fuel out. So now at this point, it's just, you want to open your fuel cap too when you do that, because then obviously the fuel comes out faster. So I just like to, I'll let you guys know, I'm just going to throw this in a time lapse for the draining part. If you guys, I'll shrink it right down, I guess. Actually, I don't even need to do that for that matter. What I'll do is I'm going to let this thing drain. I'll come back to you guys, and we will put the sump in. All right, guys, we got this thing drained now. So we're gonna drill the bigger hole in it. Get this stuff out of our way here. All you need to do is get your cordless drill set up here. I like to make sure that you don't want to ram it up into the tank if you can help it. So just because you don't know what's on the other side when you're drilling it. So I just take my time. You only have to drill one, so. And that's all there is to do in that. Make sure that there's no crap up in there if you bout. Now I use a deburring tool. I'll show that to you in a second here. So sometimes this will make a big mess. This one actually didn't, but here's the deburring tool. I'll put a link down below for these. These are awesome to have, deburr in aluminum or steel, or they work really good. It just has a little swivel thing on it, and then this one's actually adjustable in and out too. So it's actually a nice little unit, but I'll put a link down below for that for you guys that want to help support the channel. then you can use it to do the same thing on the top. So what you need to do now is wipe that, make sure you don't have anything funky, make sure you don't have anything in the tank if you can help it. So all you got to do is put your fitting in there like this with Teflon tape with a Teflon tape on it. I'm gonna shove the hose on. I just got to go grab a piece of hose. Apparently I don't have a new piece, but you just want to make sure you get this in the right face in the way that you want it to face. I think for me, I'm going to actually face it probably towards the back, I think, so that I can snake the line. Will go up in here and then up to the fast unit right there. I think that's the way I'm going to have it. I think that's the way I'll like it to be. So I just got to find a piece of hose and then we'll be right back. All right guys, I got the hose on there. I just screw around with a chunk of hose. But so I got the hose shoved on there, my other end, which I'm actually gonna have to change this because the hose is actually no good, but I need to get the truck off the hoist today, so we'll have to do this. So this is the piece that goes up inside the tank, the sump with the O-ring on it. And all you gotta do, literally, I just wipe it clean. But this piece, that's the reason that that's chopped out like that, is so that you can get it up in there. Almost up in there where I want it. Put your finger in there. And you want to do on this, you want it to be relatively dry if you can, because otherwise they do kind of like to leak. And then you want to torque this to 22 foot-pounds, according to the manufacturer. And there we are. She'd be torqued. So now all we got to do is hook the line back up, and we'll be good to go. I think I'm actually going to replace this line later with a stainless steel line, I think, or maybe a piece of hydraulic line. We'll see. I don't know if I like that. Just in case this line happens to get hit, I prefer not to get ripped off. So anyways, that's going to conclude this video, guys. Installing a sump, they're basically all the same. Some of them have a single bolt like this. Some have, you know, other bolts you have to drill. And when I do one of those, I'll, you know, show a video of doing one of those. But anyways, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.